Hello friends, welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to do a little chit chatting and a little bit of sewing. So y'all just come on in and sit with me while I sew. What I am working on is my Reflections Mystery Clue 8. Yeah, I'm that far behind, guys, and we just got, I think, 11. I'm that far behind. Yes, I am. So what we've done, we are using our light and our dark. We are only using 16 of our lights. And guys, I marked them the wrong direction. When she said top right to bottom left, I held it this way and did top right to bottom left. No, this is the way they go. It's okay though. It's okay. I got my orange fine liner, friction fine liner there. So what we are doing though is we're doing that crazy sew on it again. But that is okay. It's okay, friends. Now, it would be a lot better if I had everything put together here. I'm missing my little knee lever over here. And I will tell you that my machine is very likely going to make the loud noise that Bernina's do when they make their first stitch, because we had a little, power outage today. And what we are doing is just sewing on this line, friends. I'm trying to catch up. It is Tuesday night. It is 9:45, I think, was what it was when I looked at it. I don't know why I'm taking this off. I need to do 16 of these things. I'm just getting excited to see if I did it right because when we push this back, she said we don't want more than 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, that may be a little thick of an 1/8 of an inch, but you know what? I'm going to measure it out. I'm going to see exactly 1/8. I'm not going to worry about it. Nada. Not going to happen, friends. So I did watch her video. I always watch them right before I start sewing, friends. And it just throws me off that how we're crisscrossing it. I mean, it just really does throw me off. I've got to line up my bottom over here and then put that one just about 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, I have to measure mine out because mine are going to be all crazy-fied if I don't. And I have to pin. But you know what? Like the last time didn't a single one of them do right. So, you know, if these don't do right, it's just par for the course. I'm good at making things work. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to check and see. I guess I'm going to do every single one of them this way, friends. But how are you doing? It is Wednesday. It is a whip it. Ooh, that one's got a bigger. See, it doesn't seem to matter where I put that. It's going to have, yeah, that's 1/8 of an inch. It's always going to be that way. I'm just going to do mine where it just runs right over that line. Maybe it'll actually work that if I do it that way. But it has already been a long week, don't you agree? It feels like it's been a very long week. I'm going to see if this one works, and if it does, I'm just going to sew and then not worry about it until I'm done. I'm not going to undo any of them. They are what they are. Because it is Tuesday night and it is late and I am so far behind on my schedule. I am going to look at this one to see if that worked better. Of recording, but that is because that one is so much better. Yeah, I kind of figured that I needed to line that up on the fold line. Top right, bottom left. I'm pulling that bottom left about 1/4 of an inch down, and I'm putting that line right on that fold. But we have had us a week already, and it's only Tuesday, friends. I am behind in my sewing because I am going to do a small little series of forgotten ways. I was looking through some of my grandmother's recipe books and found some things in there, and I'm like, well, you know, I remember her doing some of this, but you know, I couldn't remember why or what the deal was. But I was reading her recipe books, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that out there. Now, two of the things actually I have done, but it just kind of reminded me, you know, a lot of people probably would like to do some of this. Like I said, it's like old forgotten things that, you know, they used to do. And some of the things I used to do, but I don't do a lot anymore. And it just kind of reminded me, I need to get back to that. But I was doing a little research on it, and you know, when you go doing research, you go down rabbit holes, and I definitely did that. Okay, wait, I've got the wrong side. Top right, bottom left. And I went down rabbit holes. And most of the stuff that I'm looking at is things that you already have in your house. Or I do anyway, but I mean, I grew up. This was always in the house, so but I'm gonna do just a short series, maybe a week, maybe two, of forgotten old ways. And you know, we do that, and those will be short, easy videos, hopefully. Well, I know one of them I was looking, and I was like, well, that one ain't going to be real short because it's got a lot of stuff in it. But friends, I am pinning all of these, and y'all see me jumping back and forth here on my chair. And that's just so I can keep this all straight, because I have to pin, and I could do it back here behind my machine, but I really don't have enough room to do it, I don't think, back here behind my machine. I probably do, but I got ink pens back here, friends. I told y'all I have a lot of stuff here on my desk, and it kind of gets in the way sometimes. I'm lining that one up. Friends, I hope your week has started off pretty good too. You know, after the week we had last week, we needed a good week, and we've got that, because y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the video, but Sunday, I think I put it in the updates. I might not have. But Sunday, my husband and I woke up to about an inch of water in our laundry room floor. Well, we had a little storm come through, and I thought, well, my goodness, did something leak and that we don't know is leaking? I mean, did something happen? And I mean, I was flabbergasted. And my husband, he was like, well, when I came in, I could hear a swoosh, swoosh. I said, that was the washing machine. That was Saturday. That wasn't even Sunday. Saturday morning. I mean, it wasn't even Sunday. It wasn't even Saturday night. And I told him, I'm like, when you came in Saturday, the washing machine was going because I had just put a load of laundry on. It was like 8 in the morning and I had just put a load of laundry on. And I told him, I was like, that couldn't have been it. I told him, I said, because that was Saturday. So the first thing I did after I realized, I thought, oh my goodness, my deep freeze has gone out and thawed and put water all in my floor. Well, I opened my freezer and everything is solid froze. Nothing's thawed. So, okay, it's not the freezer. I was just happy it wasn't the freezer, friends, because I don't know if I could handle much more right now. So I thought, oh gracious, that's where our air unit is. And we have had the air unit get clogged up and not drain. Well, one of our AC guys that had come and worked on our AC once before had moved the drain pipe to the front so it was easier for us to flush it out, and changed the tilt of the unit so it would drain out the front and go down that drain pipe. So, and thinking about that, my husband had to leave tonight. It's Tuesday, and he had to leave tonight to be at work at 5 in the morning. And I bet he didn't flush that out. I told him we needed to flush it out because the AC has not stopped at all. And our backyard is dry as a bone. Well, it was until it rained. And I told him, I said, that backyard has not been dry because that AC, you know, the condensation off of the air conditioner, you know, it's a lot of water. So I told him, I was like, we need to flush it out to make sure that nothing's gotten in it. I'm done poking myself, friends, making sure that nothing's gotten in there and clogged it up. But we looked in there, and inside of that, normally, if that's what happened, it would be a puddle of water in there. There was no puddle of water in there. So I started looking around the washing machine, but then I looked, our hot water heater is also right there, but I'm like, that would still be flowing if it was the hot water heater. And if it was a busted wash line, that would have still been flowing, but it wasn't. Well, I started moving things around, and on the side of our unit where the washer and dryer slides in, I have a little hanger there. I hang my little umbrellas on that, and I hang my garden apron on that. Well, I moved my garden apron so I could look back behind the washing machine, and my garden apron was soaking wet. So that's hanging on the wall, friends. So I was like, okay, I know what this is. I moved the garden apron, and because behind the garden apron is where the drain is to the washer and dryer. Now, I didn't see this happen, and I don't know how we missed it, but apparently we had water in the floor. Unless my husband started the washing machine again. The drain pipe, the drain hose from the machine goes down the drain pipe. It was barely in there. So I'm thinking, And I've washed this evening and nothing happened. So thank goodness, because I would have been beside myself if something had happened. So that is what we woke up to Sunday, you know, and after the week we had last week, it was just like one thing after another last week, and I'm just like, I couldn't handle no more. I just could not handle anymore. So after we got that figured out, I had a headache that was out of this world, and I laid down and took a nap. But I probably needed that nap. Guys, that just screwed up all over the place right there. That corkscrewed. I don't care. But I will check everything before I trim it. I'm not really that worried about these, because my first set didn't do real good, and if this set don't do real good, that's okay. That means I'll have matching pairs. What I'm doing is I'm making that line across where it's going off the fabric. I'm making sure the line is on the press. That may not be how, well, I know it's not how she said to do it, but that's just how I'm having to do it. Because otherwise, I have 1/4 of an inch out there. My stuff isn't falling off back here. Looks like we only got 2 pieces. Friends, this is a quick one here. A quick one. Let me ask, if some of y'all came to the Destash, did you enjoy it? How did you like that? I'm thinking I'm going to do another Destash, because I did not get to put any of my 3-yard quilts in that, because I mean, let's face it, we got 34 items in there, and it literally takes me hours, because that video, we got the thing done in 30 minutes, because I was fast, guys, and I edited a lot out of that, so you didn't have to watch me, you know, pulling a box up of stuff and then moving it to go to the next ones. But I did not get out. I don't get out of my sewing office when we do a Destash. And I say I'm going to be out at 6 p.m. But honestly, it's more like 9:30, 10 o'clock before I get out of here. Because if anyone has claimed an item, I want to get your invoice to you so you can go on and pay, and I can get your item out in the mail. So everyone that had paid before Monday, so anyone that paid Sunday night, your items were shipped on Monday. Now, I know there's not a scan from the post office, because the post office where my husband dropped off the packages, they don't scan. The little girl does not know how to do a receipt or nothing, but it should have scanned when it got to the main post office. Now, I had 2 more today, Tuesday, that will go out in the mail today, Wednesday. So it should have already gone out in the mail. I will drop those at lunch on Wednesday, and that will be it for everything that has been claimed, you know, that I've gotten an email on. If I didn't get an email, I can't send you an invoice. If I don't get an email, then I just can't send you anything, and I can't get things ready to go to you, because I don't, you know, unless I get your email, I may not have your address. So we try to keep up with all of that. You know, I try to stay on top of things, because I don't like things to linger. And I know when I order stuff, I like to get it pretty quick. And most of the stuff is going Ground Advantage, which is like 3 to 5 days, I think. I know I had one that was like 3-day delivery, but that was here in Louisiana. So that is when that one will get there, hopefully. Hopefully our mail will do good this time. I don't foresee anything lost in the mail. And Miss Sharon, I'm so happy you found your package. So happy. That always scares me. When they say they're delivered, but you don't see them and nobody tells you they got it. My goodness. So here we are. We've got them all done. Let me open them all up here. I am going to press them and see what they're looking like, but I'm going to lay them all out first. We have the first two over there. See how they're looking, friends. I am going to be doing some marathon sewing one day. And what that marathon sewing is going to be is catching up on my reflections clues. So feel free to join in. I mean, I'm hoping I can get these done before retreat because, friends, you know, retreat is our reveal for the clues. We get our last clue now. I can't show you the clue. I mean, I may record doing the clue, but y'all won't get it until after. Until after time. That is for sure. You will not get it. I won't do that to Tammy. She's asked that we don't, and I'm not going to. Because I want to keep doing her clues. You know, I want her to be okay with me recording and putting them online because, oh, that one didn't do good. That's one of them that didn't do real good. So that must have been one of the first two. Yep, that's one of the first two. I have figured out if I line it up where the line is on the fold mark, and you know it's still going over. That's an 8th right there. That's when it does the best for me. So I am folding all these back, saying, because we did the same thing in like clue, I think she said 2, and mine were messed up bad. But I was like, I ain't undoing it. It is what it is, and that's just how it's going to be. And that's how it is. But this was a partial clue is what she said this was. That's fine with me. I don't mind a partial clue. And friends, we have another Tammy. Tammy, Alicia, and I will be doing Siberian Wind again this upcoming Friday. We did it. We're doing it 2 Fridays in a row. We are going to be assembling the... where did my thing go? There it goes. We're going to be assembling the quilt together. Now, I made all of my blocks Friday. You know, all my pieces. But now what I need to do is make the blocks. You know, I didn't make the blocks. I assembled like rows, like if you had 2 pieces to put together for a row, that's what I did. So I still have to press mine right now. The only block I have done is the one hanging up behind me, friends. That's it. That's all I got. But hopefully I'll be able to get all these other pieces pressed, and I'll be able to get them done this upcoming Friday. I was supposed to be pressing today, but my husband and I were checking out we got some, I guess, what do they call? They're like anti-gravity chairs. Because the chairs that we have to go camping with are just so I don't know. I like a chair that leans back and, you know, you can sit out there next to the lake and chill. And friends, don't be going swimming in no lakes right now. We just had a little girl, a very young girl. I don't know how old she was. She was very young. She went swimming in Lake Claiborne. So you Louisiana folks, y'all know where Lake Claiborne is. Do not go swimming in the lake. She got that brain amoeba thing, and she passed away yesterday, I believe. Less than a week. I mean, that poor baby. But they're telling everybody, you know, to stay out of the lakes if they're not chlorinated. Don't get in them. They ain't got to worry about that, because if I can't see the bottom of it, I ain't getting in it. Especially here in Louisiana. Why would you take that risk? It could have an alligator in it. A snake, an alligator, something that could take your toe off. No, thank you. I can remember growing up, our next door neighbor, we called him Paul, and him and his wife, we called them Paul and Ma. But that's what their grandkids called them too, was Paul and Ma. They were like our honorary grandparents. It's actually who my parents bought the house from that we lived in. But he had cows, and he had a big water trough, the big round one. Yeah, that y'all see people bougie up and make into like hot tubs and all now. It was a sure enough hot tub back then. The sun heated it. Well, one day, Paul had gone fishing and caught him a fish and put in there. I don't remember what kind it was. It was probably a catfish. Well, and he would let us go over there because we'd get in it. We'd play in that water. He didn't care. Well, he didn't tell us there was a fish in that thing. That fish touched my leg, and I think I cleared the side of that thing. That was our swimming pool. We loved it. But he didn't care because we kind of aerated the water for him. So he didn't have to change it out every day. But we would sure enough put our bathing suits on and go play in that thing. But like I said, he didn't care. Well, friends, we got some chit-chatting and some sewing done. How about that? I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. It is Wednesday. We are whipping it today, are we not? It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day, friends. If it's not, just tell yourself it is. Sometimes we can lie to our brain enough to make it switch on, and it can be a fabulous day. It is going to be a fabulous day. And if it's not, tomorrow is my Friday. So it's a fabulous day. I had planned on doing a whole weekend of sewing and completely forgot. It is my granddaughter's birthday party Saturday. Yes. Saturday. Oh my gosh, it don't seem right. Her birthday is on the 28th, and that baby will be 3 years old. Can you believe it? Y'all, some of my first videos come out. I was in Clarksville, Tennessee, recording in an Airbnb. Some of my cooking videos come out of that Airbnb. The chili mac, I've been kind of thinking about that. I'm like, I really want some. I made it this time 3 years ago, and my son took the whole pot of it home with him. He loved it. But friends, thank you for joining me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I hope I'm a little bright spot in your day. We all have bad things going on, but I really hope I'm able to help you see the brighter side of things. That's kind of my goal. I want you to laugh. I want you to smile, and just you know, we've been given a great creation here. So friends, give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. It does not cost you a penny. It means the world to me. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.